Hi, it's Rob from the Bush from Boltgun. Today I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial on how to paint a Crimson Fists battle line icon. So the first colour we're using for this is black. I'm going to be using Vallejo Black here, but any black will do. Because the Crimson Fists don't like to make things easy, they have the battle line marking within a black circle, which is what we're doing here. Then it has the nice red circle going around it. Then it has the battle line arrow pointing up with the numerals inside that. Now they don't have company markings, so you don't have the armour trim different colours or anything like that on the outside. So it's just the battle line and squad markings that they have. So get this nice smooth circle onto the shoulder. And once that's done, we can move on to Citadel Khorne Red. And this one is going to be to do an outline to that black circle. You can see just where it gets to that shield there, that the circle bulges out underneath the shield, so we can sort that out later on. That little bulge at the top there. As I always say, when you're doing freehand stuff like this, you just want to get the basic thing down, and then once you've got that done, you can trim it down and adjust it and neaten it up. Because the worst thing to do is if you get the circle wrong or slightly misshapen, then you think, right, I'll redo the circle, and you can spend so much time redoing that, when if you just get the basic thing done, you can just tweak the circle, tweak the edges and get it looking spot on. So we've got a bit of extra red at the bottom, the top and the side there, which we'll trim off later. And all we're doing now is working on the arrow, which is slightly off camera, which is annoying, but basically I'm drawing a vertical down the middle where you want the highest point of the arrow, and then drawing two verticals on either side of it so that you have the rough outline of the upper part or upward part of the arrow. I'll link in a battle line video here which shows you how to do the arrows, just so you can see what I mean. But basically the upward part that I'm talking about is that vertical, and then the two sides of the base of the arrow. So once you've got the rough shape in, you can colour that in with the Khorne Red. So you have that arrow within the circle with the black background, and you can just fill that in completely. Now again, what you may find is when you're looking at it, you might find that you've done one side of the arrow at too much of an angle, or too little of an angle. You might have done the vertical slightly not vertical, or the point might be rounded rather than being a sharp point. So what you do is you fill that in, get that pretty much as spot on as you want it, and then as I've looked at it there, I've realised that the arrow is pointing forwards rather than going vertically on the shoulder pad there, so I'm just going to tweak that, get that right. So first of all, I try just adding a little bit of black to one side to straighten that up so that it is going vertical. Realise that it's still too far over, and I'm now going to have to tweak that and get it to look the right way. So we're just going to add a little bit of red to the top of the arrowhead there. We're just tweaking this side here to get that so that the line is vertical. How I'm basing that on being vertical is looking at where his elbow joint is and where his arm goes up to his shoulder. So you want it going straight that way, whereas it was leaning forward initially. So we've just trimmed off one side of the arrowhead there. We're going to bring that straight down there on the left hand side and slowly edge out the body of that arrowhead so that it is pointing the same direction as his upper arm. Once you've got that on, you can add the arrowhead again. Just straighten it out. And now you're just smoothing it out and making sure that it's all even. Like so. Now we're just adding a little bit of Citadel Khorne Red. We're just going to touch up the arrowhead. And a little bit of the outer edge there, I believe. It's just to get that symmetrical and smooth off any rough edges. Like so. All is remaining is the numerals, so we're going to use a little bit of Vallejo White, but whichever white you are using is sound. What we're doing is 2 vertical lines, because I'm going to do them from the second squad. So 2 vertical lines. Once you've got those in place, we're then going to do a short horizontal line across the top and the bottom of each. Like so. And all it remains to do is use a little bit of Citadel Khorne Red. We're just going to trim those edges and make a little gap between the two. And just tidy up them. Make them a little bit neater. Like so. And that is the finished Battleline marking. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future content. Also, think about subscribing to some of our other social media linked below. Thanks very much. If you like the channel, you enjoy the content, and you'd like to support us, both the Patreon and Ko-fi pages are linked below. Thanks very much.